This was a huge, as soon as Ken, I'm just going to say this, as soon as Ken shared this with me, let me poke my head in here. As soon as Ken shared this with me, I can't stop saying it. It's like once you see something, you cannot not see it. It's just plain right there. And we were at the park throwing Frisbee together, and he's got some sticks and he's doing this like shadow work and putting things on the ground. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And he said nothing until he came home and he drew this figure on the board and he explained it to me. And now I see it completely different. Okay, go ahead.
So does everyone know what this is? This is the paleo. This is the
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the paleo olive.
So this is the paleo olive, which is the same as that, right? So this is a little older, but again, it's telling a story because we're getting to the olive. We're getting to the Aleph Tav, right? That's a little bit more modern, but now we have to draw the Aleph Tav. So I want to show you a perspective.
Can you hand me the ink pens so that you can maybe use a different color for the second portion so they can see it a little better?
So everything that we're seeing is connected between keeping it in a form and innocence that we don't need a lot of written down stuff to become this. We just need to see innocently, and we can have fun with this as a very unique expression, and we can be joyous in this and know what praise is, because your praise is building. Worship, this is how I define worship, and going back to the picture of the left and the right. I don't know consciousness full of my left hemisphere because it's being developed on the father's side, really. And in that, I'm building. That's defined as worship or worship, however you, because it means confusion until rendered clear. Until my thoughts are rendered clear, I'm confused. And worship is really surrendering to that which you do not know, the Father in you. That's worship. So worship for me, I bow in reverence to that which I do not know until it becomes a full measure. That's worship.
Until you actually become worship yourself.
I am now praised because I now mirror myself as a paradox, and there I am in the middle, still talking about face to face or side to side, because this is the ark intention. We're building the ark, we're building the temple, right? So this right here, this Aleph in Hebrew, we see it for a 2D reality, and it's giving us face value. But when I just shade that, and I can see it now as a potential of rising. There is a Tav. The whole journey is the 3 Tavs. So the whole journey as a circle, that's saying the same thing, but I'm looking at it 2D on the flat. That's opening it up to say, this is the expression of the circle, right? So Tav is my template, and the whole journey is a Tav. There's the 3 Tavs. So now let's look at it, explaining that. So now what's happening here?
That's a sun, by the way.
This is the temple on the ground. The Aleph is us rising. I'll try to get this. Carrie asked the question, so we've all been beheaded. And this is Bereshit. From the very beginning, this is why we bow the head, Namaste, in reverence to a fellow sojourner, because we know that we've been beheaded. What does that mean? It means deposition or deposition, and that means dethronement. What is your dethronement? You've lost your ability to think, to remember. It doesn't mean you're walking around without the head. What it really means is you have no memory anymore. And so you're having to journey as a slave to find out what it is to be a master.
So would that be the head wound?
It's the head wound. And we're going to try to get into that hopefully right here. But so this journey, there's a Tav. This one is being pulled up as rising. This Tav is rising out of that one, casting the shadow on the ground. This is the template. This is the wilderness tabernacle. And in that wilderness tabernacle, if you see it correctly, you will rise into remembering what the head wound is. And then you would come alongside. Now we do the Aleph Tav again. That's how you spell Aleph Tav in Paleo Hebrew. one who has walked the shadow walk, that has navigated the journey of the circle, that has begotten light by mother's journey, has raised himself by shadow is reflected on father's side. I've raised myself, and now I am the mark. Triple Taz, I am now completely marked as fully journeyed, fully rising, fully conscious. The Aleph Tav.